Hey guys, Troy here, back with another video today. Today I'm going to be talking about sealed wax, which box to buy, which sealed wax you should maybe be going after, and for some of you guys who are new, who have never done that before, why it might be something worthwhile that you should be looking into. Now first, before I get into the financials of it, I have to acknowledge kind of like the downside for the collector and all of us. It's tough owning sealed wax because, you know, all this stuff that's maybe not the most financially beneficial for us a lot of times is the most fun. You know, prospecting and buying that guy and cheering him on, that's one of the most fun things in the hobby, at least for me. And with sealed wax, you get that. You can cheer for an entire class of people or even a certain product or a certain sport, but you don't get that same feeling. So I understand that and I'm with you, but still I'm gonna make the case for why maybe you should be looking into buying some boxes just to hold. First, before we get into the specific boxes maybe I'd be looking at or how I look at those things, first I wanna kind of explain why sealed wax I think can be a great investment. And I'm gonna kind of have to put my teacher hat on here for a second, but it's really simple like economics, supply and demand. At least in theory, it doesn't always track perfectly, but that's really what drives prices. So let's take a Luka Doncic rookie card. What determines the price is the supply of Luka Doncic rookie cards and also the demand for his rookie cards. If there's a ton of his cards out there and not that many people want it, then the price will go down. But all of a sudden, if there's none of his, a small amount of his cards out there and a ton of people want it, then his price is gonna go up. Now with 99.9% of cards, the supply will increase over time. Even if it's just one card a year or two cards, or in the case of modern stuff, sometimes thousands at a time, it'll keep going up. So at least in theory, if the demand stays the same, like if we could freeze Luka Doncic's demand for his cards right now and the supply just keeps increasing, his prices will slowly go down. But with sealed wax, at its release, the amount there is out there, that's basically the highest there will ever be. There will never be more made outside of like the weirdest circumstances, but no, once it's printed, it's out there. And over time, more and more and more and more will be ripped. So just for the sake of simple math, let's say there's 100 Topps Chrome 2003 boxes released. At least, and let's say 80 of them get ripped. And then there's 5 years later, there's only 20 left. Well, if you buy when there's only 20 left, there will never be more than 20. And there will probably continue to decrease. So even if the demand only stays the exact same, your price should go up. Every time a box is ripped, in theory, the price of yours should go up. So that was fairly simplistic, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry once again for putting my teacher hat on, but I think for a lot of people who are new to the sealed wax game, kind of like just painting it out like that might be helpful. But okay, for a lot of you, I'm sure you're aware of why sealed wax is important, but what kind of sets should you be chasing? Like what makes one box better to buy than another one if you're gonna hold it for a long time? I would say there's two main factors that play a part in how I decide which box to go after. And I don't really have a strong opinion actually on saying for sure which one is more important than another. I don't claim to be a sports card expert, but I'm definitely not a sealed wax expert. So it's tough, but still, I'll kind of show you what I'm thinking with this stuff. So one of the most important things is print run. Back in like the 80s, the junk wax era that I'm sure that you've all heard about, a lot of people were buying wax just to sit on. And some of those players came good. I'll tell you a story. I had a friend reach out to me and he said, hey, I have a sealed box of 89 Upper Deck Baseball with Ken Griffey, Randy Johnson, these huge rookies. And I was like, oh man, like that's huge. Like, how much is that worth? What are you looking to do? He's like, oh, well, it's only worth about $175 right now. So I think I'm probably just gonna open it. And I was like, no way, there's no way. Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey, all these guys, why is it worth so little? That's a strong class. The problem is the print run on that product and also products from that era in general were insane. So while there is still some demand there, the supply is crazy, even just on boxes that are still sealed. So you haven't seen those prices really appreciate. I saw someone talking about that they like did what some people call like a wax fund, and they bought a bunch of 80s baseball and they literally have lost money from back then. That's crazy to hold sealed wax for 40 years and you've lost money. So you can't say you can't always go wrong. You gotta know what you're buying. But the second factor kind of tailing off that, maybe print run, now I'm convincing myself, is a little bit more important, is the class. So I mentioned Ken Griffey, Randy Johnson. That's a really strong class and people are gonna be interested in that type of box. The rookies, the chase cards that are in it are so important. If no one wants to open that box for what's inside, then the prizes won't be worth anything. Let's take, for instance, Topps Chrome 2003. Iconic box. LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade. Huge iconic set. A sealed hobby box now goes for around $33,000. That's a lot. And just 2 years later, Topps Chrome 2005, a sealed hobby box of that only goes for $2,000. Once again, I've made it very clear I'm not a sealed wax expert. I'm sure that there's maybe more, maybe that 2005 was printed more, but what I can almost guarantee you is that price difference is not attributed just to the print run. That has a lot to do with the rookies people are going after in 2003 versus who they can get in that 2005 box. But all right, that's enough of talking about that. Why don't we actually, we were in the classroom for a long time there. How about we actually try to apply what we talked about? And I'm actually gonna go on StarStock, who is the sponsor of today's video, and look at some of the boxes and wax they have on there and look for and decide what would I pick up if I was looking for that sealed wax. All right, so we're on StarStock here. We're gonna go to Marketplace. We're gonna view more. Have this, we're gonna click on boxes. They have them in the vault. And you know what, we'll start off with basketball and see what's available here. So they have the newest Prism, they have this draft picks, and right away I'm already hesitant on these ones right here because I know 2021 Prism has a crazy print run. And Prism draft picks, I know long term isn't gonna be something people really want. So they have 2019 Mosaic, or this 2017 Optic is interesting to me as well. Ideally, I'd want to pick up something a little older. This 2018 Optic isn't bad. 2017 Optic. So there's stuff on here that's interesting to me. Even this is one I was looking at, like the mega boxes from Target. I feel like those aren't bad value. I mean, this Select, if I had an unlimited budget, I'd definitely be looking at something like that. This 2015 Select is not bad, actually. There's a good amount of stuff on here that I'd be interested in. This Topps, that would have been nice as well. Okay, so I have a good idea of what's going on there with the basketball. Now I'm gonna look at soccer and see what they have. So they have this 2020 Prism, which I think is cool. I'm actually a fan of this T-Mall. This kind of goes into my struggle. I bought this as sealed wax because I thought it was good value. And then I just opened it. So that's part of the struggle as well. You have to remember not to open it. So, okay, so not too much available. I would love to open up this blaster box of 2018 Panini Donruss, but this goes into, once again, having that knowledge. I was reading something the other day, and like the optic hollows, I believe, are actually not available in this blaster box. So Phil Foden, Jadon Sancho, those optic hollows that people are chasing, I don't think are available in here. So that kind of turns me off that. I'm interested in the 2016 soccer cello box just because there's a lot in there. I think really the only chase rookie in there would be Pulisic. He has rookies in there. At $399, I think it's interesting. They have some Ronaldo and some Messi and stuff in there as well. And I'm interested in that. I'm gonna take one, this is the one I'm kind of setting my sights on to get. I'm gonna take one more look at basketball, see if there's anything there. Real quick guys, if you are enjoying the video and you're interested in getting started over at StarStock, we actually have a very special offer for you guys today. When you sign up using my code Troy, and you deposit at least $10, they're gonna match that and give you another $10 for free. So a cool way to get started over there and hopefully a little extra money to get you guys going. I think it was the Mosaic. So yeah, this 2019 Mosaic at $269. I'm gonna be opening whatever I get. So, but for the sake of the video, we're gonna discuss it from the point of what it would be if I would hold it, but we're trying to have fun on the channel, so I'm just gonna end up opening it because I know you guys wanna see it. I'd actually be interested in this mosaic. I think like I don't wanna say iconic, but it's kind of like a set I think people will remember from like the COVID times of really kind of the peak of that basketball hysteria was when this mosaic was coming out. At least that's what I remember. So at $269, I would actually be interested in that. I'm torn between that and the Donruss Soccer. If you guys are aware of both markets, let me know. Let me know down below what you guys would pick. I would enjoy opening that mosaic. I'm just not sure how much what you're really chasing. I think honestly, if we were going, here's what I'll say. If we were going to hold it sealed, I think just because the print run on this is gonna be so much higher than it would be on that soccer, I would go for the 2016 Donruss Soccer. I think it was the first Donruss Soccer set as well, which you have to take into account. But if we're looking to have some fun here, I think just for me, honestly, I would have more fun actually opening up this mega box of basketball. So yeah, I put that offer out there. I think someone will probably accept, and then we'll rip it on the channel. So like and subscribe if you guys want to see that one. Okay, so we'll probably have that box here in about a week, so stay tuned for that pack opening. But once again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, like and subscribe, and we're gonna keep the videos coming. Thanks again.